Hi guys, today we're gonna show you how to play Fox on the Run and also an example game just to see how the game flows. Fox on the Run is an asymmetric game with two factions. Factions are the foxes, blue and red, and guardians, black and grey. So foxes are Indigo and Scarlet, guardians are Zeb and Puffer. The setup consists in placing the 25 tiles, as shown here in a grid, with the three initial character tiles as shown, so with Indigo, Zeb and Puffer and Scarlet exactly in these three positions. And the rest of the directional tiles, there are 22, placed as shown, face down, and with the mushroom on the corner that indicates the orientation. So all the tiles need to follow the same orientation. In order to play Fox on the Run, we basically need to know three things: how to win, how characters move, and what they can do. Depending on which faction you're playing with, you're gonna have to do different things. So in this example game we're gonna show you, this will be a two-player game. I'm gonna play as the foxes, both characters, and my adversary is gonna play as the guardians. In a three-player games, one player will play with two characters and the other two win one character each. In a four-players game, each player will play with a different character. Let's have a look now at the foxes winning condition. So it is shown in the bottom right corner of the character's card, and it's the same for both foxes. So in order to win, foxes need Indigo, the blue fox, to move into the tile that is occupied by Scarlet, the red fox, without Zev, the grey piece, being around her, so in any of the adjacent tiles. For adjacent tiles we mean the 8 tiles surrounding the tile a character stands on. We are gonna see these during the game. For the guardians, the winning condition is different. So Zev, the grey wolf, need to catch Indigo, so he has to enter the tile that is occupied by Indigo, or when all the directional tiles have been revealed, so they are face up. At the beginning of their turn, each character has to move horizontally or vertically or an adjacent tile. There are basically three cases that can happen. A character can move on a face down tile, they can move on a face up tile, or they can move on the starting tile of a character. Let's have a look at all the three cases. When a character moves into a face down tile, they must reveal it or just flip it, and keep the same orientation that is shown on the bottom right corner, so the tile will be flipped like this. They move into the tile and their movement stops. Now let's reveal some other tiles just to show some other movement examples. Like this. Okay, so when a character moves into a face-up tile, they must move in the direction that is shown on that tile. So, if Indigo moves onto this tile, then it will be forced to move into this tile, which is a face-down tile and must be revealed. And its movement will just stop. So, because of this rule, it means that movements can also be chained. Let's reveal some tiles just to show this in a better way. Alright, so now let's say that Indigo's turn starts from this tile. The initial movement always ignores the direction that is shown on the tile you're standing on, so you can move on any adjacent tile you can. So Indigo will move here to the right. So moving on this tile, it will be forced to move into this tile. Then be forced to move into this tile, which is a face down tile that needs to be revealed, and the movement will just stop. Let's have a look now at the last case. So when a character moves into a character starting tile, they'll move there and stop, just because these three tiles they have no effect. So characters can move there, but as soon as they move there, there's no effect. So after moving, each character can optionally use their ability. Each ability is special and unique, and that can be used to help your faction. Let's have a look. Alright, so Indigo's special ability is agility. He's the only character that can also move diagonally, so this means that he can use paths that normally wouldn't be available for other characters. This is a very crucial ability for foxes to reach their winning condition. The next character in the turn order, as we can see in the top right corner in Carter's card, is Puffer, the black piece, the treacherous badger. So, after he moves, his special ability allows him to rotate one tile adjacent to him that has to be face up and free. So in this situation he couldn't rotate anything because all the tiles are face down. But if we had a different configuration, something like this for example, he could rotate any of these two cards because they are the only two that are adjacent and free and face up. So he could rotate, for example, this one, just to change its effect and direction. Also, Puffer and Zev can occupy the same tile. That means that Zev could move through, but we can see these later, so we'll see this later. Scarlet's special ability, it's Cunning, is literally a game changer. She can swap the position of two adjacent tiles that are free, and so not occupied, and face up around her. So if she moves, after she moves, like this, in this case she couldn't swap anything because this is the only available tile for this case. But if we had something like this, she could swap those two tiles. She cannot change the rotation, she can only swap them, so always keep that in mind, and they always have to be free and face up. The last character in the turn order is Zev the Wolf, it's number 4. A special ability allows him to reveal face down tile around him. And also, as we mentioned, Puffer and Zev can occupy and also move through each other on the same tile. So he can move through Puffer, then move on this tile, then move on this face down tile, reveal it, and stop his movement. After this, he could reveal any of these 5 face down tiles. For example, you could reveal this one here to the left. He's basically controlling the area. The game goes on until one of the two factions meets a winning condition. So for the foxes, when Indigo enters Scarlet's tile but not vice versa, so this movement cannot happen. And so this is possible only when Zev is not occupying one of the adjacent tiles around Scarlet. So this is possible, and when Zev stands on, let's say, on this tile, this wouldn't be possible. So Indigo will be forced to move to another tile, let's say the one just below or in diagonal. For the Guardians, instead, the game ends when Zev catches Indigo, so when he enters Indigo's tile. This is Fox on the Run. It's a game you have to play a couple times in order to understand the possible strategies and what your character can or cannot do. So now let's play a game, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so the games always start with Indigo is the first characters that move. So I'll move into this tile, so I can just reveal it and stop my movement here. Now it's Puffer's turn. Puffer, yeah, it moves there. You flip it. Okay, so after you move now, you cannot rotate anything because there is no face up tile around you. Okay, so after Puffer is Scarlet. So Scarlet, she could move, let's say, here. And even for me, for this turn I can use my ability because there isn't enough face up tiles around me. Now it's Zev. So I remind you that Zev can move and occupy the same tile that Puffer occupies. So you can move there, or you can move there, or to the right. You cannot enter the tile that is occupied by Scarlet. Alright. Okay, so after you move, you can reveal one of the face down tiles around you. Any of them. Okay. Good one. Okay, now it's again Indigo's turn. So with Indigo, I'll try going the long way around. In there, right. Okay, now it's Puffer turn again. So I remind you that the first movement you do is always you can do it regardless what's on the tile. Okay, so you can move there. Right, and now you can use your special ability to rotate one of the adjacent tiles that are face up. So you can rotate either this one or this one. Rotating this one doesn't make much sense because it has no effect. So always remind that your goal is to create paths for Zev, or alternatively to stop Indigo and basically hinder Indigo and corner him when you can. So try rotating a tile in a way that benefits Zev. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good move. Alright, so it's Scarlet again. So with Scarlet, I'll move here, so I'll just stop. And so I think it will be a good move to swap these two tiles around me. Okay, so I'm doing this because now if I move the next turn in there, I'll just stop, and I won't be forced to move to the left if, let's say, that tile will be free. Now it's Zap again. Okay, now if you see, if you move there, you have to move back and then move again. So yeah, you end up there. So probably if you move to the left would be better, because if you move there, you see that you have two arrow pointing down.
Right.
And then you have to flip that face down tile. So yeah, moving to the left would be better for you. Good. And now you can reveal one of the face down tiles around you. Perfect, like that. Alright, so with Indigo again, this time I'll move diagonally. I'm getting closer to Scarlet. Alright, again with Puffer this time. I remind you that I cannot enter Puffer's tile, so effectively you can move it between the two foxes just to stop me, for example. Right, like that. And now you can rotate one of these two tiles to maybe help Zap, like you're doing. Perfect. So in this way, you're trying getting Zap closer. Good. So now it's Scarlet's turn. I'll try moving to the right. Okay, and I'll swap two tiles just to keep Zev away from me. So in this way, if Zev comes closer to me, he will be forced to do one step back, like that.
Can I move to the right? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you can, but so if you move there, then you have to go forward, then back, or you stop there.
Yeah, I want to stop there.
Yeah, then it's good. Okay, back. Yeah, you go back there. So if you notice, you can only use the effect of each tile once per turn, so you cannot get stuck into infinite loops. Now, after you moved, you can reveal a face down tile, so one of these two. Right, perfect. Okay, now it's Indigo's turn again. Okay, so this is gonna be an important move. It's not very easy. If I go wrong here, I'll move there. Alright. Okay, now it's Puffer. Okay, so you reveal that. And now you can rotate a tile around you.
No, the occupied ones.
No, only this one and this one. Okay, good one. Okay, now it's Scarlet's turn again. Okay, so here, Scarlet. I think the right move is to go to the left here and whoops, and go back. So if you see here, we have two arrows, up and down. And I choose to go up, but the tile is occupied by puffer, so I have to stop. I could even go down, but I prefer to stay where I am. Now I'll swap two tiles around me, and I think these two could work. Good. Alright, so Zebs again. Alright, you choose to go down, and then you end up there. Then there is nothing you cannot reveal, as everything is already revealed around you. Now with Indigo, could you do anything weird? No, I'll just move here. Right. Okay, now it's Puffer.
Can Puffer move into Indigo style?
Nope.
Not even in Scarlet style?
Nope.
Can I leave it there?
No, so each character has to move during the turn. So, yeah. You can move there, right? And you end up there. Flip it, and then you can rotate something around you after you finish the movement. You can rotate either this one, or this one. Okay, now interesting. Okay, now with Scarlet, I'll try making the winning play. So I move up and up again, down, and then I'll just stop. And I swap these two tiles. Right. And yeah, now it's Zev's turn. And Zev is cornered because he only has two moves. And either of them just bring him back to where he started. So try any move. Yeah, if you go to the left, you go back. If you go up, you go back. So you're effectively cornered. Now Indigo can move freely into Scarlet's tile because Zev is not around. And this time, Foxes win the game.